Ah, shit. This Bottle Rocket episode has been brought to you by BRG Events.
And by our patrons. Find out more at patreon.com/BottleRocketGaming. On this special 100th episode of the BRG podcast, we take a break from the usual news and rigmarole to bring on some special guests and talk about the history of BRG.
Hi guys! Welcome back to a very special episode of the BRG podcast. This is our 100th episode, and this makes me very giddy for a lot of reasons we'll get into tonight. But I'm very excited because it's an opportunity for us to wax poetic about the history of BRG, where we came from, what we're doing now, and where we're going to be going in the future. And tonight, as special guests for this event, we've actually asked a bunch of people from BRG who've been pivotal people, important people to come in and help us out. And most of them said no, so I grabbed who I could. So you're stuck with everybody else.
I was about to say.
No, but seriously, guys.
If I'm pivotal, you're screwed.
Going on the board real quick. The people you know and, of course, love are our wonderful moose-loving relative of the North, Kirrok.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Of course, the beautiful and gorgeous Linz.
Hello.
The ranting obnoxious Zip,
Hi.
which, by the way, he'll be coming back doing more stuff on rants later. And somebody you don't know, but you guys need to say thank you to if you love BRG, and that's Turgo right here.
Hi.
So Turgo's one of the founders of the group, and we'll talk about what the founders are and get a little more detail in that in our main topic. So that said, welcome everybody, and let's go ahead and dive into it. We're here.
Yeah, fine.
And you know who else is here?
Me!
Yes, Panda!
The Panda!
NachoPandaa is back with us again. And tonight we've got our special guest, as always, super special in every way, ZiplockBob. How's it going, Bob? Been a little while.
Yes, it has.
And also having a wonderful and a little bit on the special side special guest, Linz.
Hello.
Hi, Linz.
And there we go. We're getting started off right proper tonight. And tonight we've got another special guest who's been on here before. You see him, you love him. ADDF Toxic.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, buddy. Hello, everyone.
Welcome, guys. And tonight we have a special guest, Cosmic. Hello. Cosmic, you will have heard several times on my Let's Play videos for playing World of Warships. He oftentimes joins me there in the audio format. Now you can see his wonderful half-faced graciousness. And tonight I'm actually extra excited because we have got two blokes from a wonderful, all other gaming podcast, Gaming Frontier. To my bottom, my direct bottom, we've got Adolfo.
Hello there.
And then right below Kirrok, we've got Guillermo.
Yes, that's right.
Hot damn!
Yes.
I'm multicultural now.
All right. Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. Great pronunciation. You got it too, correct? And yeah. Thank you guys for inviting us.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We've seen him before. You know him. You might even possibly love him. Right down below me, we've got ZiplockBob.
I'm ZiplockBob. Well, glad to be back, and at this point, I've been on here enough times where you fuckers should start paying me.
Yeah, because we make any money here. Also, you hear a little snickering. We don't have video, but we do have a wonderful picture. Thomas is joining us tonight. How you doing, Thomas?
I'm alright, thank you for having me.
Oh,
First
very
time
well.
on.
Yeah. Hi, Zez. How are you?
Hello.
And also, over to Zez's left, we've got Component Z.
How we doing? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're glad to have you guys on.
Welcome.
These are the people from another wonderful podcast called the Team Chat Podcast. I'm going to start down below me. We have Jarrett.
How's it going?
And then Morgan.
Mogan. How's
Mogan,
it
thank
going?
you. Mogan. So, and then over on the other side under Kirok, we've got Zach.
What's up?
He didn't want to be in the same room as them. It's complicated.
Yeah, Nacho's joined me once again. Thank you, Nacho. And you'll also...
yeah, dude.
Thanks a lot, buddy. I really appreciate it. You'll also notice that I have two new faces. What you're looking at is Esoteric. Say hi, Esoteric.
Hello, Esoteric.
Very good. And Sam. Say hi, Sam.
Hey guys.
Hi. Esoteric and Sam are part of the Gaming Thoughts and Opinions podcast.
Yes, we did.
Component Z is here. He's taking the place of Warped, acting as my co-host this week. So thank you, Component Z. And also you have two new faces. This is Tanuki Games, and you have Moro. Say hi, Moro. There you go. And also Zach. Zach and Moro.
But more importantly, because we have the weirdest tonight.
Hey,
The
dude.
weirdest. Hi, weirdest.
And so if you guys don't know who he is, then shame on you, first of all, because come on now. But we will talk a little more in depth about his shenanigans later. But have you ever heard the story about the guy who did Fallout in the crazy ways? This is the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Amazing.
and to help us out tonight, we've got a couple of great guests. You'll see right down below me, Dez and Fox. Their names are actually right over their heads. So
That's right. Dez.
that
I'm
one's
Fox,
Dez.
yeah.
This one's Fox. Yeah.
Welcome, guys.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Okay, wait. So over.
Wait.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm right above you. Kirok's
That
right
was
off
there.
there.
Thanks for having us.
But I'm really excited about is the fact that we are totally international, worldly this time around, because right below me, without video, unfortunately, we have the prestigious and wonderful sweet Hamisu.
Hamnizu, that's me. Hello.
How you doing, Hammy?
I'm waving at you guys even without the cam. I'm doing wonderful. How are you tonight?
I am doing spectacular. Just so you guys know, Hamisu is part of the Project Singularity group that Kirok is a member of. And tonight, to help us out with that, we've got another wonderful person from another gaming podcast, the Games Up podcast, as a matter of fact. Cam. How you doing, Cam?
Hi, Cam.
Hello there. How are you?
So we're again being very worldly. We've got three different people who all speak English in some different dialect. I speak it correctly, and these two, I don't know.
That's as worldly as it gets. Three white dudes with the same language. That's how it works.
Exactly. He's back once again. You know him. You love him. The great, the wonderful NachoPandaa.
Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going, man?
That's going good, man. How you been? How you been?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. I've been just grinding away and enjoying life, you know?
So everybody gets to enjoy your level company because you're on every other week with your esports. We don't actually get to talk on the podcast very often, so make sure we start bringing it back a little more often, maybe like once a month or so, just to kind of catch us up on things, a little bit of a long form of esports.
I like the sound of that, man. I'm definitely in.
We'll make that happen. Also, guys, tonight we've got a couple of special people joining us. I don't mean like helmet wearing special this time. I mean actually like pretty cool peeps.
I was gonna say, yeah, don't correct yourself on that. Right.
All right, two off right below Kirok. These guys are streamers on Twitch. You've got Mitch and Brooke. You can figure out which one's which. You'd probably be wrong, but nevertheless.
Or one.
So, we're gonna get to know you guys a little more on the latter half of the show here, but I do want to say thank you for joining us today. So we're gonna go ahead and pop your cherries and take you in to the speed of bits. We'll be right back. All right, gang. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into this, and tonight we want to talk about the history of BRG, where we came from, what we're doing now, where we're going. But to start us off, first things first, what is BRG? Well, it's Ball Rocket Gaming. We are many things. We are a gaming group. We are a new media collective. We are a lot of things. And Linz, we have a lot of things to offer, don't we?
We have a lot of things to offer, which we're going to talk about tonight. But I think that one thing we want to say right away is we are offering some games this month because holly jolly, the season of merriment and such. So each week this month, I'm going to be giving away a game via the podcast and also some on Twitch as well.
Nice.
So for this week, make it really simple. Just do things in the comments below. They can be dirty things or clean things, either one. We'll pick someone to win a game. And they're not shit games either. I'm going to give away some good stuff.
Nice.
Bonus points to people who shit talk me, because I'm sure Lens will appreciate that.
Yeah, that's 2 entries. Double entry for anyone who shit talks well.
I like this idea. We'll talk more about that at the end of the podcast, but I like where this is going. So anyways, guys, on top of all that, we do have servers that we support and other things. Again, we'll talk about it in a little more detail. But I want to go ahead and start from the start, so to speak. So to get you guys into, we're gonna roll the clocks way back. We're talking like early 2013. I know it's not that long ago, but it feels like an eternity, to be honest with you. I myself personally, speaking from my own vantage point, I had dabbled around and played Minecraft for quite a while and had hopped from server to server, and, public servers to private servers to whatever else. And I happened to land on this server, and normally this is a to not ever be named, but we're going to go ahead and name it now just for the sake of completeness. It was a pile of shit called TBA. And it had its follies. It was a server that was a Technic server. Technic server.
Okay.
And right around this time, too, I had started at a new job working as IT for a company. And I ended up running into this bloke that happened to also work there who happened to also play Minecraft, which happened to be Turgo here.
Ah, okay.
And so me and Turgo
this is
started...
all news to me, so this is good. This is good.
me and Turgo started waxing poetic a little bit about Minecraft. I told him about the modded Minecraft server I was on. And so he ended up joining me. And we didn't really do all that much together at first. I had a big, giant kind of plateau of a mountain, and you had like a little skunk works in the corner of it.
I barely remember that. I remember you were pumping lava up. That's all I can remember.
Yeah, I was partly with lava at the time, so piped a lot of crap everywhere. Yeah, we kind of started out. We didn't really, hang out too much, but one thing led to another. I ended up starting up another server. This is right when Feed the Beast was becoming all the rage. So it was all about Technic servers back then, but then it became all about Feed the Beast. So we started looking at Feed the Beast servers. I was talking to the host of the server, and they looked into it, and they went ahead and spooled up a Feed the Beast server. And it was kind of a rough road then, because they spooled up the new server, and then I let you know about it. You end up coming on with us. And then there was all kinds of issues with, like, corrupted chunks and other issues. And their mentality was a whole lot of, I don't give a fuck. It was kind of this is messed up. Restart the server. Restart. And it got to the point where, like, nobody wanted to build anything. Because literally, you'd invest and the server would be gone.
Right.
We finally got to a point where one server started to kind of stabilize a little bit. We started actually building into it. We actually had...
the warehouse.
Yeah, the warehouse. The warehouse we're working on. We have a beautiful warehouse.
Kick-ass warehouse.
Kick-ass, beautiful warehouse. I mean, you could throw anything into it, and it was sorted. And it was actually modeled after a real picture I had. So beautiful artwork on the outside. Great technical. He had all kinds of just mastery and machinery going on there.
I wish we could have saved it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So there you go. And we started getting all of our friends on, like a bunch of local friends, all the founders. We'll talk about again in a little bit here. We started getting them onto the server with us. It was great. We had friends on. It was active. The largest chunk of it was actually our friends versus other people on the server.
It was.
But it was great. And we started having a lot of fun with it. And as some servers tend to have, there's a little bit of drama that comes up. Again, they're not really good about the whole server maintenance thing and taking care of it. It had a lot of lag issues. And so me and Turgo started poking around trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And we found the issue with the server and resolved it. And that caused drama because I stopped a mining process that was killing the server. People who were like never online to begin with. But I digress. One thing led to another. And we started talking about the fact that we were kind of frustrated with the whole aspect of these servers. Somebody else's control. They ended up nuking the server, restarting it without telling anybody. Like, it literally was, we logged on one day, and it's like, there's fuck off nothing here. Never got a chance to take pictures, really get a chance to really kind of do a dialogue of any sort of the old. It was just gone. So we finally got to the point, and Turgo starts looking into it. He's like, "Hey, you know what? Hosting a Minecraft server, really not that expensive." And at that point, literally, there were so many people coming online with servers that they had effectively nosedived the price of server hosting. So we're like, "Hey, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it." So we started looking into it. We had a couple little rough starts, kind of tests with servers, pre-made mod packs of some sort or another, and then we started tweaking. Well, I should say, Turgo started tweaking.
Well, not. Yeah. Where do I go from there?
Well, you
mod
were
pack tweaking.
Yeah, exactly. You started tweaking the pack itself.
Yes.
Now, what caused you to dive into that?
What caused me not to dive into that? I mean, after everything with TBA that went down, just kind of done with it. Done with the pre-made mod packs. Just wanted to build something, tweak something.
Something unique.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of comes down to, to be honest with you. But that's where it kind of started. We were a Minecraft group, and we started kind of digging into it. We found out that hosting servers were not expensive at all. And Turgo started looking into the code, so to speak, and kind of tweaking with the mod pack, and realized, hey, there's that one little oddity about this mod pack that we don't like, or this thing is duplicated here and here, or whatever. And he started realizing he could start adjusting things. So we started kind of working together and just started tweaking a mod pack, and what ended up coming of it was one of the most fun mod packs I ever had the privilege of playing on the server, which was our M80 mod pack and our M80 server, and we ended up going live with that server. Again, it was just meant to be a server for us and our friends, because we had control of the server. What kind of issues we're gonna have with assholes and drama and shit like
you wouldn't
that.
log in and go, where's all my stuff?
Exactly. And so we started that up, and then of course Turgo, being the little sample mind he is, he goes, "Hey, by the way, look, we can actually host a website too." And that was arguably a big mistake on Turgo's part, because that's where I went off the rails. Yeah. We can have a public face. Excellent.
Yes. Rocket Gaming everywhere.
Exactly. In your face. So anyways, yeah, so we registered the BottleRocketGaming.com domain on 8/13/2013. So we call that our official, well, we've decided that we're gonna call that our official birthday of sorts. And that was, we're not entirely sure where the order was of the website registering, the server going live, and so on. But that's where it started. We were a Minecraft-oriented group, and we started checking people out, had people start coming in. I think I came across like Urark's videos or something like that, and ended up inviting him actually way back in the TBA realm onto the server. Somehow we came across him, and it was in the TBA server. We ended up inviting him over to our server after that whole debacle. And then one thing led to another. I started kind of like wanting to get more people on. And I found that one of the easiest ways to vet people, to get people onto the server, was to find people on this place called YouTube. Mm-hmm. It was all the rage. And you could watch them, you could see their personality, get to know them. So we started kind of pulling those people in. And one thing led to another, and we started kind of, I was going to say shift gears. This is what I refer to as the pivot. And this is an important thing for me, because this is where we went from being a Minecraft-focused group, and we started doing a little more. So we started playing some other games with each other, and I started to want to kind of cater to or start connecting with more YouTubers and then later Twitchers and so on. So it's become kind of a new media focus. And there was actually a little bit of tension between me and Turgo for a little bit, because he was very much rooted in making the server for the friends and that mentality and so on, and didn't want that to stir, which I totally respect in absolutely every way functional possible. But what came of that was a compromise and understanding that ended up kind of being the root of our mission statement for Ball Rocket, which you can go over to ballrocketgaming.com and look at the mission statement. You can see what it says. And it is always a focus on making a cohesive environment for everybody to play and have a good time in. But also from that came our first little kind of slogan or logo with Ball Rocket Gaming, which is create, share, play, which came from Turgo. And I loved it a lot. So that was our tagline for our site. And it's held true to this day. Because that's exactly what we do. We're here to play and have a good time, but we're here to create things, be it, buildings in Minecraft or videos or music or whatever the case may be. And that kind of set the way for where we went from there. Funny little side note, the Ball Rocket Gaming name was... It was a good thing that name happened, because I think the alternative name was Iguana Bathtub Fart.
That was yours.
I was looking to come up with. So we were almost Iguana Bathtub Fart. Just for the record.
Wow.
One of those.
Yeah, it was kind of a bad one. Actually, Seshaela, who did the music for this podcast.
I guess it's better than, Lizard Queef.
There you go, Ball Rocket Gaming. Better than Lizard Queef.
That's a way to advertise.
I tell you,
no,
man.
I'm talking about Iguana Bathtub Fart.
Should advertisement. But Seshi actually put in the name Ball Rocket Gaming, and we weren't just looking for a name. I do creative searches to try to find if there's any kind of associated name already, kind of cemented in the internet world. So we found it, we liked it, we ran with it. Turgo was the original person who did the original art for the website, the little Ball Rocket logo, everything like that. That was all Turgo. He's kind of a jack of all trades in that sense.
That probably started his adventure of people complaining about the logo. So, sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Actually, we got more complaints about the rocket on top of BDA's Christmas tree on the server than anything else. Anyways, again, another story for another day. But we ran like this for a little while. We started getting people on board. We had a wonderful Minecraft server that was actually very popular. And it was hell of a lot of fun. Again, I'll spend some time to go wax poetic about the server itself some other day, but it was an incredible experience. The problem is that we were running fast paced. We were getting people on board, but it was a large cluster of people. It was a growing community that ran on two pairs of legs. His and mine. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I was the front man. I was the face guy that was going out and scouting people, meeting with people, writing things up, organizing things, etc. And you were the guy with the grease in the face and the wrench in hand, trying to keep things running.
I'm always the man behind the scene.
Always were.
The guy under the hood.
Exactly. It wasn't smooth all the time, was it?
Never smooth.
I just picture him right now as like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Oh yeah, no.
Exactly.
We're talking like up to here an elephant's ass trying to fix things.
Hold on, guys. I got it.
Oh, that now just reminds me of remember, when you're in Amish country, if you see a man with his hand up a horse's ass, that's a mechanic.
Alright then. Yeah, so
offended the Amish now.
But so
we're on the internet. They're never going to see this.
Anyways, ZiplockBob, ladies and gentlemen. We ran this for a little while and it worked, but the problem is we're getting to a point where things started to get difficult. And I'll be honest with you, things got a little dark because it started to weigh heavily. It became very stressful, very difficult to do. And there's a couple of things that really kind of brought in help in the second wave. The first thing was my friend Seshi. She came on board and helped out immensely by helping me flesh out
positions within the group. It's hard to really ask people for help if you don't have something organized. And even though we're not a professional company of any sorts, taking that kind of architecture, having actual structured places for people to be and define roles for them to help out in was a big deal. And so Sesha sat down with me and we worked together and created roles. So, for example, I became the CEO, the visionary, so to speak, of Ball Rocket Gaming. He became our CTO, our technical officer. Sesha became our COO, person who's in charge of taking basically my ideas and running with them and make sure everything functions in that regard, and so on. So we had a bunch of different positions. We started fleshing everything out.
That you ignore.
So we started kind of fleshing things out. And then things helped. Some people got a little more involved, but it was still very stressful and really didn't really have a lot of help. But what we did have is a lot more people coming on board. And one of the things we did that really brought people in and got us out there was we did MOG, which was the month of gaming. Those were dark days.
That's hilarious.
Dana and I joined during
A month of gaming on YouTube. That couldn't have been toxic at all.
Oh, it was one of the few times we used Twitch back before Bob, and it was planned out. And again, I was the front guy. I had asked Turgo for help, try to set things up in the back end, but I was the one trying to run around, organize all this shit by myself. And what we did is we did basically every single weekend, multiple days every weekend, we'd have different Minecraft games. So like the Pizza Spleef and the Draw and a bunch of stuff, Bling type stuff. We were doing those every single weekend. Yeah. Multiple times every weekend. And this was literally set up Friday or Saturday, run the event, bring it down, dump that off the server, get the next one set up, test it, and so on. It fried me. It might have affected my marriage a little bit, to be honest with you.
I think it did.
I think it did.
For a while there.
it was getting pretty fucking touch and go. But we got a lot of good people on. Matter of fact, one of the people we got on that's here tonight is Linz and Dano. They were upcoming YouTube stars, a duo, brother-sister duo that were making waves. And I had found them and invited them and enjoyed watching their content. And, oh, by the way, worth going back to their archives and find the ones where their dad comes on. By the way. Best shit ever. Just not quite nerds on YouTube. Look through the archives, find the one with dad. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, but they came on board, and they're good people, and again, we had this beautiful server that people were playing parts in and doing stuff with. It was a great time, but I was hitting my end. I was at my end game. I was getting to the point where things were going to go ahead and shut down. I without somebody to just keep things organized and running. It wasn't going to happen anymore.
It's like that breaking point, right?
Yeah.
It's getting there. I get you.
Yep.
Oh, I know that point. The part where you start sleeping normally, eating normally.
Yeah. But I was at the point where, I'm it sounds silly. It's just a gaming group, right?
Right.
But we put a lot of heart into it. I mean, Turgo dumped a lot of time into troubleshooting, creating, etc., for our website, for a server, etc. And I put a lot of effort into meeting people, setting things up, doing events, having a good time, being there for people to ask questions, etc. It is definitely an investment. And just like with anything else, it kind of breaks your heart a little bit when you start to see it kind of shudder, start to go downhill. But I could not do it anymore. And there was kind of one last pitiful whimper for help. And the person that stepped up that made all the difference was Linz. Linz stepped up, said that she was willing to step in and take over as lead, as CEO, and that she'd go from there. And that was, God, when was that, Linz?
I tried to look back in our conversations and figure out when that was.
Was it before or after I joined?
Before. I might not have said yes if it had been after.
Well, the thing is, for a good stretch, I was very inactive because I was just busy with MTR and my own show.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah,
you came out, it's been like 2 years at least.
It's been 2 or almost 2 years since that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it must have been right before.
It was. Yeah, I had just left MTR, I think. And that's actually, yeah, leaving MTR was what freed up my time to take on this. Which, and I mean, we were in a state where, you know, we had a new Minecraft server, Cherry Bomb, which was probably the biggest endeavor that anyone has ever taken on for a modded server. And unfortunately, it's just, you know, there's just not, even in the dedicated realm, a server that's capable of handling what we threw at it. You know?
we were pretty...
We threw a lot at it, and you know, it happens. We tried to make everyone happy and include every mod that everybody wanted.
Had everything worked right, it would have been fucking brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, right around this time was the time that we were realizing that Cherry Bomb, you know, a lot of people couldn't play it, especially if they didn't have tip-top internet or, you know, really, really good PCs. And so everything
everybody.
We kind of fell into a lull where all of the same people were around, but nobody was really doing anything. And that became the time for Warp to say, okay, somebody else take, you know, the pile of stuff and do something with it.
Hey, for the record, Mythbusters proved that you can polish a turd. So it wasn't impossible, all right?
Yeah, noted.
After 5 years in the Army, Mythbusters didn't have to do that. They could have just asked me.
Aside from being a Minecraft-centric group, we were actually a lot more YouTube-focused than we are now. We had a crap ton more YouTubers in the group. Most of us have let our channels go, and I know the look on your face, Bob. Yeah, everyone had a YouTube channel. And
I'm trying to remember. I was doing calculations, and I'm thinking
it was the cool thing
to do
around
back
the
then. 20s to 30s.
Yeah,
I'm out into somewhere in that range, like mid 20s to mid 30s of separate YouTube channels, not individual YouTubers, because some people were like 2 to a channel. It was like when you guys had the weekly rundown.
It was obscene.
It was an hour watch.
You could not.
Rundown.
You think like, oh, I'll just, you know, as a person who's in this group, I'll just keep up with what everybody's doing on their channel. It was impossible.
Yeah.
You couldn't do it.
That proved to be more difficult than anybody's wanted to put into it.
Yeah.
Feel a little bad for Duke Collar on that one.
The rundown eventually went by the wayside as more and more YouTube channels dropped off, and then it was basically going to become, what did Ruark do this week?
Ruark's pretty active through it all.
On Ruark Watch.
So nonetheless, during all this time, somewhere in this mass, I can't remember exactly if it was. It had to be after I handed it off to you, but then I started the podcast.
Yeah.
And I honestly think it was like literally. I handed this thing off to Linz, and it's a little nerve-wracking because I'm handing off something that I look on fondly. It's this beautiful thing that I've worked so hard to sit there and fan the flame of and get glowing. But when you hand it to somebody, you know full well to look at it going, thank you. Yeah, here, thank you so much. It's beautiful. It's lovely. You know, you're just like, oh, they hate it.
Yeah. I don't hate it. It's just it's like an ugly kind of cute.
There were a number of things that
BRG, we're an ugly kind of cute. There's another slogan. We gotta start writing these down.
There were
an ugly kind of cute.
There were
kind of like a pug.
That had
it's ugly, but it's cute.
That had to be handled right away. One of which was the Cherry Bomb server. You know, we started to work on that. We were unsuccessful, so we shut that. We shut the doors on that.
So you firebombed the Cherry Bomb.
Yeah, we let that ride off into the sunset, and we started working on a new modded server. And of course, many Minecraft versions have come out since then, and Ruark had a big headache with the new versions being released as he was working on the mod pack and things like that. So we had that.
Like, wasn't like a bi-weekly thing, almost.
Yes.
There's a lot to it.
A lot of things broke just, 1 week they worked great and the next week they broke. So it was a big headache for Ruark to get it running smoothly.
Okay, so hold on, but just to fill in a little gap here so that people don't miss what's going on. Turgo was our guy for a long time, but Turgo decided to go off and do something like have a spawnling.
Both of you, actually, in pretty close time with each other. Both had, little ones.
Pretty
which
close,
is part
yeah.
of the reason that your time was,
And Turgo kind of
otherwise
disappeared.
occupied.
I've been gone for
Ladies
years.
and gentlemen, these two right here are why the next generation's screwed.
So, being that Turgo was busy and hard to reach, we had to find somebody to man the helm on the technical side, and luckily for us,
we found two.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we have Ruark as the system admin, and Tox as the web admin, the webmaster.
We had to have two people filling your job. That's how important.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to know.
So, yeah, that's part of what we did during the transition, was fill some positions, bring some new people in. Some of those people are still, holding positions. Others decided it wasn't for them. It was just this natural kind of like always moving, growing period where BRG was just a squiggly blob for a while, with everything changing and, molding, and the games that we were playing together for the first time actually started to change.
I'm just thinking of the first level of Spore as a little BRG cell.
We went from being
really
a Minecraft-only group to now we're playing Rocket League, and now we're playing GTA, and now we're playing all of these other things. GTA. And the face of
copious
BRG,
amounts of GTA.
Yeah, copious amounts of GTA and Rocket League. And the face of BRG during that transition changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and during that transition, you guys like I remember it's like, oh, Rocket League, and I'm like, man, that's an awesome game, and I was nobody. I had no position. These people didn't know me, otherwise they probably wouldn't have done it. They gave me a copy of Rocket League so I could play with them. And that's kind of what got me sticking around. Is like, I kind of owe them now.
That's my trick. Just give away games, and then now you're obligated to play.
It was like, my moral compass makes me, because the thing is like, if I left, I would have felt like a dick.
There you go. So during all this process, you're taking Balrog and trying to really actually go forward and do stuff with it, and again, it's hard for me because it literally is watching what I had built go on its own now. I no longer had a say in it. I had stepped away as CEO. I was now a board member, and the whole idea of the board member is it comes from when we first started BRG. We had the founders. We were the 6 or so ish people, I think 7. There's
you were
Argentum,
in Justice League.
Viesti, Seshaela, Turgo, Heather, my wife Carolyn, and myself.
So the Injustice League,
Nutty.
Awesome.
Pretty much. But we started the group, and then when we did that transition, we created those positions. We also handed off kind of ownership, if you will, of BRG to we created a board and handed off control to that. Now, to start with, the board consisted of the founders, but then from that point, founders were able to leave the board and basically leave the group in that sense. So, like Heather, for example, behind me, right there, she was a founder that stepped down from the board. Turgo followed later, stepped down from the board, and we started transitioning and bringing other people on as able. Still need more people nonetheless, but nevertheless. Anyways, so that's how it kind of started. So we had the founders. So at this point, I had relinquished being a CEO. I was still a board member, but the board's not meant to get involved in a major way. They're meant to basically make sure that the focus of what BRG is supposed to be, the mission statement's followed. But it's still the CEO that is the visionary. They're the one that picked the direction of things, so to speak. So I was kind of getting a little antsy, and I guess part of it was just having the deficit of not having the burden / responsibility / hobby of dealing with BRG. I had a little bit of a void. And one of the things I had wanted to do and had written down on my notebook for some time ago was starting a podcast, a gaming podcast. And so just about, actually we're coming up on end of December here, will be the 2-year anniversary of the podcast. And I plunked down and brought up a whole bunch of gaming news and started going through it solo. And started kind of going through that. And one thing led to another. I started doing the podcast. I tried to do as reliably as possible every week. And had a lot of fun with that. I started actually bringing people on. Had Linz on. Actually, the first person I had on was meant to be Big Damn Artist, but he had complications, so we ended up bringing on Talks. And then started bringing other BRGers on. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time with people joining us, having fun, doing stuff. And it started to kind of grow us a little bit of legs, and it gave us a use for our YouTube channel we hardly ever use. So, yay! Thumbs up for that one. But it was an absolute blast. And this was a great time, but unfortunately, just like with anything else, it starts to grow, and more stuff starts happening in it. We start becoming more major, and we start to hit a point where it becomes overwhelming for one person to do. Sounds like the same old saga dances before. First is BRG as a community. Now all of a sudden I've got this damn podcast that I can't do anything with because I've hit a point where I spend too much time solo trying to do it all, and I can't do it anymore. And that's where we come to the aspect of getting some extra help. And I literally hit a breaking point where I was kind of a desperation of if anybody's interested, if anybody wants to help, if anybody's able to help, let me know. Love to have somebody help here. And
I think during that time, I didn't even hear about it because I was in that. I need to make 5 videos a week and try to.
You were deep into your own realm with MTR, with Sequel Syndrome, and everything else.
Sequel Syndrome, yeah.
I was losing myself doing that. By the way,
and to be honest, I almost kind of wanted to ask Linz because we had decent rapport, and Linz has got a great personality, and we kind of we're a little bit, not let's say adversarial, but we're sharp with each other. It had a good repartee with each other. But really, she has her own thing to do. She had BRG to deal with. I didn't want to weigh her down with anything else. But seemingly, I mean, to be honest with you, almost out of effing left field. Seriously. Turgo. Or Kirrok. Just kind of.
So okay, let me kind of give you my side of that, because you've explained to me that you reached that point that you were looking for that extra help, and I at that point was I am part of a different group, kind of very similar in what you're describing, and we are Project Singularity, a bunch of guys. There's 5 of us that have founded it. We're up to maybe 10. Maybe 9 members at this point, and it's a community. We game a bunch of different games, but we started off from the old KirrokCraft server, which was a Minecraft focused only, and it's odd because even now today, myself being in BRG and being in Project Singularity, KirrokCraft ended, and a few of us formed from that server, formed Project Singularity, and the person who ran that was Cranky, and Cranky is in BRG. Nisu, which is part of Project Singularity, who was in KirrokCraft, is in BRG. And when I was on KirrokCraft, I was recruiting and getting people in, kind of doing what you were doing, and that's how we kind of all transitioned. So we do KirrokCraft is now ended. Project Singularity is what we are. We started with Minecraft, but we play other games as well. And a number of these people, Ruark, as you mentioned a few times, is part of Project Singularity and BRG. So there's a cross-pollination of people, which is awesome. But I recall watching your podcast and remember you asking, putting it out there, saying, hey, if there's anybody who wants to help, if there's anybody who wants to be part of this, I'm looking for help in a podcast. We talk about games, we talk about... And I had always have, because I've watched other gaming podcasts on YouTube, and I've always had this thing inside of me where I was like, yeah, I do want to do that. I want to talk about games. I do want to talk about... Because video games excite me, right? So that's where I reached out to you, because you had invited anyone from KirrokCraft, when KirrokCraft was still on online and live, to join BRG if they wanted. And I remember that, and I was like, oh, I'm good right now, thanks. just like, so I saw that podcast, and I was like, okay, I'm going to reach out to Warped. I reached out to you, and I was like, yeah, let's get together and talk. And it's been amazing since. A lot of work, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to say it's been a lot of work just for me, but it sounds like from inception, based on what you've been saying this last little bit, it's been a lot of work for every person along the way. I had no idea about how Turgo and you actually started, so this was really enlightening to me. But I am so glad that I actually made the choice to say, hey, look, I'm willing to do something, and I'm willing to help you out. So that's why I'm here now. It's great.
And we've done a lot since, too. I mean, when you came on board, I was about a year in and really dying. And then you came on board and we started doing stuff together. It really revitalized me. And that was, like, right when...
episode 37.
Yeah.
And
that was right when I needed the kind of punch in the gut to get back into things, and it really revitalized things. And that is when we decided to dive straight into Podcast 2.0.
Yeah. Oh yes.
And that was a whole nother monumental endeavor. I almost feel a little bad now in hindsight, but like as soon as we got to know each other and started doing the podcast, and I found out what you were capable of, like the art and things like that, I was just like, it's kind of like this poor guy right here. I was like, oh, you can do this kind of stuff.
Well, okay. Right now, my I don't want to discuss work, but I'm in IT, right? You could say so.
Yep.
But my background, what I went to school for, was graphic design, packaging graphic design. So I have a creative side of me, and this is actually cool because being part of the podcast allows me to kind of tap that creative aspect. Mm-hmm. And what I really like is the fact that when we were discussing 2.0, you were like, I really want to revamp and, do this and do that. And that was right around the time where I believe BDA did create the new logo.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we talked about it, and I was like, dude, I mean, I can do graphics. Sure, why not? So we started doing preliminaries, like little things like, hey, I could do this, or this would look like, and so on. And it built up from there. And what was interesting was it wasn't easy. Many times you were like, no, I think this little thing should go like over here. And it was good because it gave me a chance to kind of go, yeah, actually, that makes it work so much better. Or I would be like, I don't know, Warp, so it was a collaboration. We had a really
good dialogue going back and forth because it was, I can see what I like and what works and what doesn't. I had some ideas, and I've kind of learned from watching other things. But having some extra creative thought, go, well, we'll try this, we'll try this, or just be able to you had a great skill in me be able to say, I want this nebulous idea, and you come back with, oh, I mean like this. I'm like, holy shit, yes, that's what I meant. Holy crap.
So what was actually kind of cool was the fact that the logo had already been redesigned. It gave me an anchor point. Mm-hmm. So I was able to kind of use that theme and then extract bits from that logo and build from there. Mm-hmm. I believe it was BDA.
It was BDA.
Who did the original
We were very,
Before we get to our section, thank you for extracting all that stuff. It really helped when I got to my part of the journey.
we considered going to Fiverr. We knew that we were changing, and we kind of wanted to, just have a fresh look, and we considered a bunch of different options. And eventually, I was just like, we have too many talented people in BRG.
Yep.
People who do graphics and who do songs, like Seshi doing the song for the podcast, and who do all of these things.
Oh, the music. That's right.
Yeah, we need to just get this from BDA because he's good and he's part of us, and I want to pay him to do it. And so that's what we did.
Yeah. So with that new logo, we kind of built from there. It gave us that, excuse me, it gave us that theme, the black and blue with the electrical effects and stuff like that. The shapes that he threw into the logo, such as the circle, the triangle, the square, which are what you would see on a controller and things like that. So, and we built something out of it, which was cool. So you were going to say?
Well, I was going to say, and there's a little element you put into it too, like the background we have here, which you guys get a better look at now, since we don't have anything up in the way necessarily, but we've got the keyboard and the mouse, the PlayStation controller. You added your own little elements into it, and you blended them really well to really pick part of it. Now, we have gone into the finer details of that design process in a previous episode some time ago. We talked about the 2.0 rollout. But the long story short of it is, it was wonderful. I felt a little bad because you got into the podcast and I immediately hit you with this big planning project. I was like, I figured, if I can get you to hang through it, you're good. We're gonna be together for a while.
So, but I'll admit there were times
you had a test of metal, basically.
Yeah. So I was offline when I was working on stuff. I'm thinking, why does he want this? And then so I do it, and then I go after I'm done. I'm like, that's good. It works.
We got to the end of it, and then here we are into 2.0 now, and it's been an absolute blast. And we've got KirrokCraft's been here with us for a year now on the podcast.
Yeah.
Lynn's had multiple years with us, and a couple of years is running the show now. I've been around. We picked up people like Zip, and we're gonna talk a little more in the second half of the show about things that Zip has come on board with. Just as a quick little aside, I did want to have NachoPandaa on tonight because he is a pivotal person and is also part of our podcast. And I also want to have Seshaela on because not only is she one of the founders and one of the key people, as I told you, about to help keep this whole show rolling. She created the name. She created the music for the podcast. She's another pivotal person. Unfortunately, I couldn't be here tonight. So I do love you guys desperately, though. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick pause here. We need to take a break, but we'll be right back, and we're going to talk more about what we're into now and what we have planned for the future. So we'll be right back. In 3, 2... You done, Giggles?
It's ribbed.
Yeah, you got to hold it. Whoa!
It's got the ribbing on the rubber part right here. Right, so it's actually really nice when you're using it. It's so comfortable. Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm recording. Audio test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your
You want me
turn.
to test? Oh, audio test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was like, he's
There's
looking at me.
nobody else here to take a turn.
Where the fuck's my pencil?
God damn it.
It was delicious.
You think vegan food is boring?
Can you hear this? Do you want me to turn it up?
I can.
Hey Siri, keep Des and Fox around.
Nope.
That's right. And you deserve it. Stop that shit!
I'm sorry, man.
You're not sorry. You don't even care. Okay. And let's wait a second.
Excuse me. I set up.
Fuck you.
My plan has worked. I'm so tired. No, it's just you're yawning now.
Cause you yawned.
I yawned just now.
You did.
No, I exhaled. It wasn't a yawn.
So you're not thinking about yawning at all.
I am.
You don't have the visual of yawning in your mind.
It's like in the back of my throat right now.
You don't feel it coming on. You're not gonna to just all of a sudden just let one go.
Stop.
Where can people find me? Digging for trash at McDonald's in the dumpster.
The only reason why I shut up because I was enjoying the glorious feeling when you unstick your balls from your inner thigh. Okay, let me enjoy that.
The sound of a fruit roll up on a summer day.
Yeah, don't worry about that stuff because
best debut indie game, best Chinese game. Why is there a best?
Believe me, the Chinese game is going to be the worst game. Okay, just because it's Chinese does not mean it's going to be great.
3, 4, 5. Testing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing.
Uh-oh.
Ow, come on now. What happened?
Who was it? Oh, it's Guillermo.
Wait, did he have to fart or something?
2, 3, 4, 5. Kirok.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And Adolfo. And now Adolfo's muted. Right as I go to do the audio test, that's when he goes muted.
Sorry. That was my fault. Sorry.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Kirok.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And Hamisu.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I
Look
can
at
count as
everybody.
well.
I don't want to. Okay, here's the wood. Knock on the wood. No hissing sound. We're good.
Why do you bring that up? Stop it. You're just tempting fate.
Okay. No, it's still happening. I'm starting to hear that hiss again. You can put it back to 70.
No, you're not.
Remember that?
No, you're not.
Remember that bad?
No, it doesn't exist.
I am.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, Nintendo.
Nintendo likes to walk around with a stick up their ass. Put that in outtakes, probably get that.
It's called a
fucking
Wiimote.
They're the ones that know about how many purchases you've made to Pornhub. Just for the record.
Yeah, exactly. See, Equifax was just testing the new AI, and that's how all this started.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the BRG podcast. We're hoping try that again. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 46, 32. Kirok, start talking anytime.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember that?
I can do like a bloody good Welsh accent if I'm trying hard enough. Nobody really knows the difference, so it's alright.
When you say speed, it means the camera is spooling
Up
up
to
at
speed.
speed.
The film. The
Yes.
film is going at the right
Yes.
speed. But we don't have film.
Details!
I was telling him about that our internet's shit out like 3 times a day. Okay. Didn't know if you can hear anything without headphones on.
Alrighty then.
Perfect.
Power. And then there's a 425-foot Ethernet cable coming back up through the forest.
Do you live in Tennessee? Because I live in Tennessee. That is some redneck shit right here.
Santa Cruz Mountains, baby. Bonnie Dune. We all hillbilly up in here. Unarmed.
Yeah, I'm not doing myself any favors with this, except for being professional for the next half an hour to an hour. After that, it's all up in the air.
Oh, hey, if you can pull off being professional, you'll be at least one out of the 3 of us. So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The podcast. Have fun with it. Don't worry about fucking up because we don't give a shit. And we gave up trying to be semi PC a long time ago. So. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and we've talked about the past.
Now we're going to talk about the present and the future here and kind of bring you guys to speed on what we're doing now and what's going to be coming up in the future. Because, again, we're a community, so we can tell you what's happening and all that good jazz. Podcast-wise, there isn't a lot going on in the podcast other than what we're currently doing. We don't have any major plans. We're happily chugging along as Podcast 2.0. We are always, however, looking for new people to join us in some capacity. We have Bob here who does a semi-weekly rant. He's going to come back and start doing it again. We've got NachoPandaa who does esports. Again, as a semi
bi-weekly.
No, bi-weekly is twice. I'm not going to get into this conversation.
Okay, fair enough.
It's semi and English sucks. Anyways,
Yeah,
so we were looking for people who want to contribute content in some faction or another. We would welcome people to do a segment or to be contributors for articles or be a TD to control the switching, so we get to do full screen switching and all that good stuff. Anything you want to do, if you want to be a part of a community and be a part of a podcast and do fun stuff, ping us. Let us know. We'd love to have you. We'd love to get more people on board to help it out. Even if you just want to do editing, we've got plenty of shit to edit. So hell yeah. But yeah, so the podcast is pretty steady right now, in my opinion. I mean, Kirok, unless you've got
well, one of the things I like is that in the last little bit, we've done a lot of concentrating on making sure we have new guests on the podcast. So
yes.
And that's been a really nice difference compared to first time when I first joined in the podcast. And I love it because we get new, people on. We get to learn about them. They get to have fun trying out something that they probably haven't done before.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually the show is a lot more fun and exciting and goes a lot quicker, which is kind of sad. Sometimes you wish it lasts longer, like this one. But
yeah, sometimes you feel like it's just going longer. Yeah, you're absolutely
but that's
right,
one
Kirok.
of the things I really like is the fact that we are more actively seeking people who want to even just be on the show or have some sort of, if they're a podcast on their own, we invite them in. And you've been a driving force behind that, which has been amazing.
Well, we met such good people. I mean, Team Chat Podcast, Gaming Frontier, Desmond Fox, Gaming Thoughts and Opinions, Two Off. I mean, there's so many people. I can't even name them all, which is amazing. Hell, check out the montage we have of all the people saying hello. You see how many guests we've had.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is. It's amazing. It's fun, and it's been such an incredible thing. But yeah, I mean, if you're somebody in the realm, you like doing stuff like this, you want to be on the podcast, just ping us. Even if it's just come on as a guest for one time, love to have you. So let us know.
Trust me, it's a low bar. I'm here.
Speaking of Bob being here, the other thing we're doing currently that's now up in full swing and really rip-roaring is our Twitch channel.
Yeah. What month was it that I started this thing? Because I cannot remember.
Some time ago.
At least 4 or 5 months.
We're going to say around July.
Anyways.
It's like around June, July. I was like, hey, I don't want to get... I'm burnt out. I was making 5 videos a week on YouTube. I could not do it anymore. And I'm like, but you know what I can do? Something that requires no editing. And live streaming requires no editing.
Yeah.
And I see you have this Twitch channel here that you don't use. Like, actually, if I remember right, I have some file archive footage of the state I found the Twitch channel is that it was in. As you can see, it was quite barren. Because
and what you've done with it, actually, dude, you've done an amazing job. It's gone from I remember no activity to like daily. I'm getting pings telling me, hey, there's somebody streaming on.
I just want to point out here that at this point that throughout the entire show, Linz has said, had I known Bob, I would have said no. And yet he walks up and says, hey, can I do things on Twitch? He goes, yeah.
Really? I mean, I don't want to interrupt Bob's flow, but
it's not like I could get negative viewers, okay?
Yeah, exactly. And when he came to me and he was like, hey, I want to talk to you about putting together a Twitch team. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Just, that's fine. Thinking like, oh, that's...
busy work, get him out of the way.
You got,
Yeah.
like, what's going to happen?
It's like, if you keep him busy, he cannot annoy me.
No,
but that was her motivation.
All these people showed up.
It's true.
And I was like,
it's true.
What the crap? Oh, now I have to answer questions and stuff.
So, to the people wondering, how did I do it? Basically, I spent a month punching above my weight class, asking people with 300 followers, 3,000 followers, 10,000 followers, hey, do you know any people that stream that are smaller or that could, use the exposure? And I have to give a shout out to Stacy Kruger, because he's how I found Red Hazard. He's actually one of Stacy Kruger's mods, and he has been stable.
Mm-hmm.
There's been no drama. There's the guy's entertaining as heck.
Yep.
The guy takes care of his chat. I found Thomas, and he was with another group, and it's like, well, let me ask them, and they said yeah, and it's like, sweet. Zez is another one of our main streamers, and him I got in contact because I started watching this one person called Ginger Mouse, and then that turned into Sequel Syndrome, and he rolled over into this. And Component Z occasionally streams with him, as well as Ginger Mouse. So they're kind of honorary co-streamers occasionally. And every Sunday, we have a meeting at 7 p.m. Unless somehow me and Thomas both have the plague at the same time, because he gave me the plague through the internet, which I'm still trying to figure out, because that's not how viruses work.
Pretty sure it is. I work in IT.
Not those type of viruses. But, when I found it, it had the logos and branding from 2 revs ago. And so I had to...
It was, to be fair, it was a dead account, because what we were using it for was a monthly event that BRG was hosting called... Lynn's help me out here.
Jetstream.
Thank you, Jetstream. And BDA had to step
and
away
there's
from
nothing
it.
wrong with that. It was just wasn't being used. And I'm like, okay, let's get some TLC.
So BDA had to step away from it. So, but anyways, long story short, Bob has revitalized it. We've got a ton of people on it, like I've told you guys. We've got a ton of people on it now. It's been very vibrant. We've got a bunch of followers, and there's some new news that just came up, Bob.
Yeah, 2 big things. One, we became part of the Gather Beta program, which is this bot / all this stuff on our end / gives our viewers games and stuff to play while watching us play games. And it doesn't jumble up the chat because it whispers you, so you can be, slaying orcs and dragons while we get shot up in GTA because we all suck. And as of the day of the recording, this Thanksgiving, we are now eligible for affiliate status. Which means we can get bits and appreciation, which that money goes to however Boss Lady says it does.
That's awesome.
Goes back to the community and to the viewers and things like that.
Yeah.
We're fully supported by our board of directors as far as our servers and things of that nature. So whenever we get incoming money from an outside source, that is that's freebie, funbie, cool stuff money.
Yeah.
Giveaways. Like the month of giveaways that we're doing right now for the month of December. Again, make sure you guys check out. You're gonna be doing giveaway stuff for that for here on the podcast as well as through the Twitch.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and thankfully we found a bot, because this is how the channel kind of evolved. We had a bot. It worked perfectly until the person who ran the bot decided, I can't afford to do this anymore, and I spent a month trying to find a new bot. Because of course nothing can go smoothly because this is BRG and we have crap luck.
Yeah.
But
you know
our
what,
new
man?
bot can handle giveaways. So
You've gotten into a good place. You've gotten into a good place, and I'm looking forward to seeing it progress more. And you got Thomas, who's kind of taking over or co-ing
yeah,
or what?
because right now how it works is I'm trying to get back to more rants, more, the YouTube stuff. Because
Cool.
I've taken a long enough time away from editing to where when I edited the top 3 rants and raves, I was like, I actually enjoyed doing this because it's been so long. Because I'm not making 5 videos a week, so he's taking over all my responsibilities as I train him up for it.
Yay! So you got content there. So and again, guys, we have multiple people who stream to the BRG channel, and even when we're not doing that, we host all of the BRG community that have Twitch channels, which is now the new hip thing. So everybody's got a Twitch channel. So you can always go over there and find good content. So you got that going for you. You've got the podcast here on the YouTube channel that you can enjoy. So there's 2 things for you. Another thing that's coming
if you're
up.
a streamer, we are always looking for more people to stream on the thing to get your word out there.
There you go. On top of all of that,
I have no bar because look at it, I'm on it.
I think you'll use those kind of jokes once. But anyways.
That's kind of the running gag with me.
In other news, in addition to the podcast, in addition to having the Twitch channel, we do have other things, events, and so on that are going on. And one type of event, for example, is our Freeview event. And our Freeview event, you guys have seen the commercials before, is a month-long event where we pick a free-to-play game and we play the crap out of it. And the thing about playing a free-to-play game is playing it by yourself is one thing, but most games nowadays are multiplayer, online connective games. So being able to actually bring people together to play a game that's meant to be played together gives you a more rounded feel for the game. So we play a game for a month. We have multiple hosted, get-togethers where people can get together and play. You can play the game as much as you want on your own time, however you want to play it. If it's a free-to-play game where you can buy shit, you can dump money into it if you want to or not, whatever. And at the end of it, we do a roundtable review. We record that. We throw it up on YouTube. You guys can watch it after the fact, have a little fun with it. Might even stream it just for kicks and giggles. Who knows? But that's another type of event we're doing. We started out, the first Freeview event, Lynn's, was what? I can't remember.
Fractured Space.
Fractured Space, that's right. Fun kind of sci-fi space navy shooter
World
type
of
game.
Warships in space.
Exactly. It looked like a lot of fun. I wish I could have been a part of it, but that was a blast. And then the second one we had was Crossout. We did back in July, I think. That was a total chance happening. I was looking for a good free-to-play game that would be kind of a fun group thing, and that game was, in my humble opinion, was an absolute effing blast. So definitely go back our YouTube history or our Twitch history, and check those out. We stream all of these events we do live on our Twitch channel, and then we archive the video to YouTube for posterity. And we do a lot of giveaways during these things too. We usually do giveaways for people, both people joining us for the event as well as people watching us on the event if we're doing the live stream of it. So definitely keep a look at it. Again, we're doing them right now for this month, and we're doing Paladins, so you can join us for that and enjoy that. And other activities, Lynn's. What other wondrous activities do we have?
There's literally always something. So mostly what I've been focused on, and I have to say Tox helps me so much with this, even though it's not in his official title, is just keeping a steady, consistent schedule of people getting together just to play, to have fun. And for people who do create content, like Ruark still makes YouTube videos, it's a great opportunity for him to do that with a group. But for the rest of us, it's just kind of like, let's just play games with our buddies. So we have multiple forums where more official type events will be posted on the website. But Tox and I both decided we needed something on the Discord, which has become our main mode of communication, for putting together more, casual type things. Yeah, on the fly, casual, and that's really taken off. Pretty much every weekend, BRG is doing something together, whether it's a new game or one of our old favorites like Rocket League. This weekend, as of recording this, it'll be last weekend when it comes out, is going to be Golf with Your Friends. They came out with a new pirate map. It's just, we're always together. So, yeah.
We are a community.
Yeah.
And I got to point out here, a lot of fun stuff we do together. A lot of fun, and not just games. We just have a lot of good chatter. You go to our Discord, for example, and there's always a fun string of weird crap in the shit posting category.
Yeah.
So
we're turning off the notifications.
You know, it's so weird because I get the feeling that a lot of people join gaming groups and they think, you know, they feel like they're so far removed from the other people that these are just people that I play with occasionally, or, you know, that I don't really know, but I play games with them. And yet with BRG, so many of us have gotten to know each other in real life to the point that, you know, I'm just ticking off the members that I've met in person, either at conventions or because they've come to stay with me, and then I have more coming to stay with me soon. So it's we're really a pretty close group.
From abroad.
from abroad,
cool.
From up north in Canada land.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, 2 from Canada actually. Wow. One will be here for about 3 months. So, yeah, it's despite having
Lynn's likes to get to know the staff.
Despite having, you know, quite a few members and being spread out worldwide, we actually are a pretty close, tight-knit group of people. Bob, I didn't hear you.
I didn't hear. I just heard him mumble. I have to watch the video after.
Someone's getting fired!
Why don't you come to Texas and I'll show you what I think of you in person?
I've been to Texas. You couldn't pay me to go back there, lady.
So anyways, lots of good things going on, guys, currently. And again, a great community. I cannot stress this enough. I know technically I'm biased because not only am I a founder, I'm also a member.
One thing I have to say before we continue on too much further. One of the reasons why we've had successes anywhere with BRG, like, a lot of it can be reflected just like, how the heck did we even get affiliated on Twitch? Most of it's just hosts and follows as far as where our views comes from. It's because we support each other.
Exactly. We're all about helping you.
60% of our views are literally hosts and people coming back and supporting.
There you go. So that's what's currently going on. Again, guys, we always have stuff going on, so I cannot encourage you enough to check that out. But I want to step into one last little thing here, and then we'll move on. But what's planned for the future? So what's going to be happening going forward from now into the new year? So starting in 2018, we've actually got a couple things going on. Now, there's some things I can't talk about because I'm not part of the process or the planning or whatever, and I couldn't get any answers from the people involved with the planning, so I won't go into that, but there is more that I'm talking about tonight. But what I will talk about are things that I'm actually personally involved with, which is, first of all, a new show. And a new show is going to be a roundtable show we're going to start up. That's going to be a once-a-month thing, live streamed on Twitch, where we get us together, BRG crew together, with other groups, be them gaming podcasts or whatever, and we discuss kind of the top news bite or bites from that month, or a topic of really important nature, interesting nature, and we're just going to dive into it for a good 30, 40, 50 minutes and just tear that topic apart bit by bit and really, really get into it and kind of get people's opinions and whatnot on it. So that's going to be something going on. The person who's going to be joining me on this is going to be Component Z. He's going to be co-hosting with me on that show. So look forward to that. Again, it will be live on Twitch, but we will, of course, archive it over to YouTube as well. So that's one thing. It'll be fun. I love it, too. And by the way, the name of it's going to be Defective Discourse, which I think is a very apt name for the people we are.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my lord. Another show is going to be starting up in January is going to be Inside the Gamer's Mind, which is going to be a interview show where I sit down with gamers from the community, both inside the BRG and possibly outside, depending on who I can get a hold of. And we actually go through and we talk to the person and get to know them a little deeper. And we'll talk about them as an entity online and them personally, whatever they're willing to let me talk about with them. We have a little fun and whatnot doing it. And the pilot episode is going to be with none other than my wonderful co-host here, Kirrok. So
yeah, it was interesting, very good. You guys got to see it.
It'll be very
a little
very
biased,
fun.
aren't you?
If I might say,
the
my
special guest
performance
was
was
amazing.
spectacular.
It's all about Canadians, you know. But so that's a couple of new shows that are coming out. Again, there's some other shows that are in the works or in planning. But I'm not part of that. I don't know any details about it. I didn't get any details about it, so I'm not going to talk about any further than that. But I do want to ask Linz. You pull the kimono back a little bit. Is there anything hiding in there? Anything we want to see?
There may be some things coming soon, but they're in they're in infancy stage. So I don't want to start spitting things out.
So you're still screwing trying to conceive. Is that what you're saying? Because you need help conceiving, I can help.
No, it's more of a zygote stage, where it's like that still trying to separate the cell.
My birth control prescription gets filled every month. No, we're constantly kind of shifting and doing new things. So of course there are things coming, but nothing that I can say is concrete right now.
I still want BRG After Hours to be a thing.
Oh dear God.
I'm really pushing some buttons and things.
It's the more adult BRG.
Yeah.
When you say adult, do you mean like Gentlemen's Club adult, BMX Triple X adult, or Duke Nukem adult?
It's BYOB adult.
So all the above, got it.
Hail to the king, baby.
Alrighty then. Well, anyways, guys, again, that is kind of what is happening now and what is coming up in the future. I'm really excited because a lot of cool stuff's going to happen for 2018, so we need to see what happens. And one of the big things I want to say, guys, again, I know we keep saying this, but I really want to stress it. We are a community. And part of that, being a part of the community, is doing stuff together, but also getting help. Meaning people who want to step in and step up and do stuff. We encourage it. There's no real obligation. If you dive into something like, I want to try out helping out and doing X, dive in. If you get a week, a month, or a year into it, it's like, you know what, I'm done.
We will pull you right out.
Yeah, we understand. Yeah. All of us here
get it.
Understand. Yes. We get it. But this is a great opportunity for anybody who wants to.
From just normal stuff?
I used to have a whole head of hair. Then I joined BRG.
I was pretty. Then I looked. Then I just met Warped and.
Started falling out by the clumps.
And we have. I mean,
I'm kind of like I used to be able to talk very well, but now it's like Mike Tyson after his career. Nope. I'm just like, I have a house, but I don't remember where it is.
We have had members step into roles and fulfill them for a little while and then be like, hey, I just don't have the time for this anymore. And that's great. We should have kind of a revolving door of people going, hey, let me help out for a while and I'll let you know when I can't do that anymore.
It's always been beneficial because anybody who stepped into it, even for a short duration, they step in, they start cleaning house, putting things on the shelf, so to speak, getting things organized. Even if they only get as far as planning things out, they've left a great framework that somebody else can step into. So please don't be shy. And this is a great opportunity for you guys. If you're looking to get into something, if you want to learn how to use, Adobe Premiere, come help us edit. We could use the help, Do some montage and whatnot for us.
Can teach you that very well, very quickly.
Do you want to learn how to do TDing? Come see us. Do you want to learn how to manage groups for events? Come see Linz. there's a ton of jobs we have, and this is a great opportunity to cut your teeth. These are the kind of things that you can actually go on to real jobs and say, I have helped this community do this. So it is really something that's beneficial to everybody.
With a letter of, recommendation from a person who manages other people for a living.
Who calls all of you a bunch of fucks.
If you want a real world experience of project management, try to herd this particular group of cats.
Oh yeah, if you can pull this off, you
it's like
the rest of the world will be your oyster. Anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead and sum it off here and go ahead and move on.
What's up, everybody? It's Kirok here. So, in case you haven't heard, BRG is hosting a month-long event for the month of December called Freeview. This month's game, Paladins. Freeview is basically where the BRG community comes together and they play a free-to-play game. They play the crap out of that game, and then by the end of the month, they get together a la round table style and review that game. It's pretty cool. Anyone is welcome to come, as all events are open to all members and newcomers alike. Okay, so this is the part where you get a piece of paper and pen and write down the dates. Freeview kickoff is Friday, December 1st at 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. The second event is being taking place on Sunday, December 10th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the third event is on Saturday, December 23rd at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the actual round table where you guys sit down and discuss everything, that's taking place Saturday, December 30th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching this and I've piqued your interest, you can check out our website at the link on the screen, and you can even go into the Discord channel and speak to us directly.
Alrighty. I want to first say thank you, everybody, for sitting through this and walking down memory lane and finding out what we're doing now and what's coming up and all that. So thank you very much. And of course, if you guys are interested in this kind of stuff, we are a community. We are a community that's always looking for people. So please feel free to stop by the community and say hi. And I'll give the details at the end here. But I want to first go down the list here and say thank you to everybody who joined us. Lynn's right at the top, sweetie. Again, thank you very much. You know, whether you realize it or not, for all that it's worth, you are a pivotal person in history for BRG. So thank you.
No problem. You fucking fucks.
Yeah, fucking. Where can people find your wonderful, delightful self?
The best place is Discord. I'm not really on any other social media that much anymore, and of course, no more YouTube for me. But our BRG Discord, always there, and you will not go unanswered by anyone. Actually, post at your own risk, because everyone will jump on it and start a conversation with you immediately.
Yeah,
we're talking a bunch.
Hey, Liz, if you're bored, want something to do, I hear there's an opening for doing the weekly rundown for BRG.
And this week, Ruark built another house.
Thank you.
You could just do a weekly rundown of just what all we did with the Twitch side of things.
Well,
that's maybe.
We'll stick a pin in that.
Yeah, we're gonna stick. A pin
it's
in
only 5 people.
Again, Linz, thank you very much. And seriously, sweetie, it's a huge thing because you literally took that wonderful turd and you did shine it, in my humble opinion. So good on you for it, and I look forward to all the things that are coming up here. So thank you again. And of course, seriously, it would not have happened if it hadn't been for you, man. Whether it be for good or for ill, you got things running for us. You got things rocking and rolling. You kept things running through the thickest and the worst events. Seriously. I gotta say thank you, man. I do appreciate it very much.
You're very welcome.
Hopefully we'll see you around a little more often, because
I'm trying to be. Definitely.
Try a little harder. You got anything going on
again?
Right now?
Kiss with a little bit harder.
Playing any games?
Just got done playing A Hat in Time.
A what?
A Hat in Time.
It's a platformer that's on like PC. It's very Mario.
Give us a review later, Bob. Good to know.
Mario Odyssey.
It's a great game.
Oh,
it's actually really good.
Where's the best place for people to seek you out if they want to find the next IT guy they need?
Oh, Discord.
Discord.
Always Discord.
BRG Discord. You can't go wrong there. Look at Bob Rock Gaming. You'll find us. Again, man, thank you so much. Look what you've done. Look what happens when you start shit up like this.
The landslide.
It's a landslide. It's all downhill from here.
I don't know if it's mud, but it's a landslide.
Yeah. And of course, where would BRG be without the leadership and motivations of our former Twitch commander?
Yeah, now I'm trying to balancing getting more content on Twitch and YouTube. Because I've been neglecting half of my job.
You keep doing that to yourself. You keep like piling workload on you, and I'm not gonna start throwing stones in this glass house. So.
Oh no! Here's the thing. I was smart. I trained my replacement on the Twitch side before I left it.
There you go. That's Thomas now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Thomas Reddington.
So where can people find you to find out more?
Well, I stream Monday through Friday, 7 through 10 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. And starting in January, I'm doing Throwback Thursdays and Flashback Fridays. The main difference is, even though both are retro video game days, Flashback Fridays, I've actually played the game or a game in the series, so it's like nostalgia trip for me. And Throwback Thursday is just like, it's an old game. I may have played it, I may have not. It's just more like kind of a history lesson for me. And it's also me working on a secret little project that will be for BRG video log.
Dun
also,
dun dun!
Yeah. Terrified.
Also, on...
For the record, he has ideas before he talks to the CEO, just so you know.
Oh, yeah. But I'm on Thursdays, I'm on twitch.tv/BottleRocketGaming during the day. And twitter.com ZiplockBob is a great way to find me. We're also doing a revival of my old sequel syndrome thing with me and Zez.
Oh, cool.
Just wait, Linz. One of these days, Bob's gonna pop in the room and go, Linz, I got the next big idea. Zip.
But the rants are coming back.
The rants are coming back. That's right. The rants are coming back, ladies and gentlemen.
They're coming back in January.
We're getting the rants back in the podcast.
Trust me,
we're also getting another little
and
bonus in the podcast because I do every other week I do something for the podcast. Okay. Well, I don't want to be like, I think rants are one note. And I think we need to reward when good things happen. And so I'll have a rant 1 week, then 2 weeks later I'll have a rave, something that just makes me happy. Like, like how last year we had this wonderful little thing to where one of the modders for Fallout 4 decided to say, screw you, Bethesda, and mod out the Creation Club.
Oh, yeah, no. That's the thing. Well, again,
so things like that.
Thanks for helping the podcast. Thanks for being part of the group, and thanks for getting Twitch up and running because that's been a big deal. And you guys got a lot more followers than we've got on the YouTube channel. So
we're catching up.
We're catching up. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, to be fair, you're 2 people and we're 5. So when you go by creator,
I'll take what I can get. Sure, we'll run with that. So therefore, we're in the lead technically if you do the division. But luckily for me, what I've got is Kirrok on my side. Kirrok, my friend, my buddy, my pal. YouTube channel's going well, of course.
Yeah, videos are still going up.
And again, guys, if you didn't catch Kirrok at the beginning with like Mafia and those kind of things, you can catch the backlog on YouTube. So there's no way you're gonna miss everything. Just get caught up there, then pick up and run with Twitch.
Yeah, Mafia 3 is the one I'm currently streaming and then recording and putting it on the YouTube channel after the fact. So.
By the way, thanks for moving to Twitch when you did. You got me $20.
No worries.
So don't forget to watch on Twitch because Twitch is where you're doing a lot of the work now. A lot of the Mafia comes from Twitch
so it's,
into YouTube.
Twitch.tv/KirrokCraft, yeah.
And as you said, you're part of another group.
Yeah, so Project Singularity is the group that I'm a member of, part of a founding 5, and we have other members in there as well. Just like BRG, a gaming collective or a gaming community.
When we formed it, we wanted to make sure it wasn't just a Minecraft, because at that time when we formed it, everyone was like Minecraft, and we had a Minecraft server at the time, but we made it a point to make it a gaming community. So we play a bunch of games. In fact, on the website, project-singularity.com, you can see there's a tab that shows you all the games that we play as a community. And we try to get together online because, real life gets in the way sometimes, but we try to see if we can get together and play any of those games or anything else that tickles our fancy.
And luckily for you've got so much free time on your hands, since the podcast does not give you enough, that you decided to go up and start Hop Along Games.
Yes. So actually, Hop Along Games, at the time of this recording today, we posted a new episode. It's a couple of real-life friends of mine that I know in person. I actually work with them. We decided that we would do kind of like a casual setting, sit down and talk about video games and pick topics. Hopefully we can get the community that we form to give us topics. But right now we're kind of going on topics that we've decided make sense.
And I definitely encourage you guys to head over there and give them topics to talk about. It could be ideas, concepts, news bites, whatever.
Yeah.
And they can fold it into their thing. So check them out over there and see what you can see, because it's a lot of fun. So definitely encourage that. And of course, as always, guys, the easiest way to find me right now has been on the actual BRG site or on the Discord. That's where I've been doing all my work at. I do have kind of a break coming up here. Again, all of our December episodes of the podcast are being pre-recorded. So we're going to take December off. So again, all these episodes you're seeing starting from this one now on through the end of December are all going to be non-news episodes. We got a lot of fun ones set up for you.
Yeah.
Predictions episodes, holiday episodes, etc. So please do enjoy those. But they're not going to be any news. We'll do a big news catch-up in January to kind of get caught up on things here. But please sit back, relax, and enjoy those episodes. And then in the background, I'll try to be doing content for my other channels, like my Moto vlog and my gaming channel if I have a chance to. Starting in this month, we've already had our first night already. We're going to be getting together and doing that month-long of Paladins. So we're actually doing what we call a free view. It's a free-play game that we play the crap out. We're doing basically an event every week. People can play the game as they want on their own time, but we have structured group events so we can actually get and play as a group. And then at the end of this month, we'll be doing a roundtable review of the game and giving our verdict of if it's worth it or not to play or dump money into through microtransactions, which is one of ZiplockBob's favorite things in the world.
Oh yes, my favorite thing to rant about because, seriously, listen,
because he loves them very much.
Don't do it now.
Because he loves them very much. That's what we're gonna leave it at.
Yeah.
If you want to know more,
in most cases,
go back to the last
makes me so
episode. Go back last episode and watch the episode when we talk about it. Anyways, again, guys, thank you so very much. Definitely make sure you check us out. You have the YouTube channel. You're here. You're now. Go ahead and hit the sub button. Leave a comment. Give us some love. All the good jazz. Smash it. Break it. Raw. Whatever the kids are saying nowadays. Make sure you head over to our Twitch channel. We do have a Twitch channel, which Bob has got up and running and Thomas is taking over. Lots of content there for you. Please, please, please make sure you check that out as well. And of course, we have our community. And our community isn't just a bunch of people who like to talk shit and swear a lot. We actually have servers for Minecraft and Insurgency.
We have a modded Minecraft, a vanilla Minecraft, Ark, and Insurgency.
Oh, that's awesome.
And on top of that, one of our other people has spooled up a space engineers.
Yeah.
That he's inviting people from BRG to join him on that as well, which this is community, guys. This is what happens. So BottleRocketGaming.com will find you all the details of where to find us, whether it be on our Twitter or our Twitch or our YouTube or our whatever. Discord is where we do a lot of our chatter at. So you go to Discord, look at Bottle Rocket Gaming, you'll find us there. And if you're really lazy and want to do it the easy way, go to patreon.com/BottleRocketGaming and just throw money at us so we can buy random games for Bob.
Basically, yeah.
Or other people.
Or if you don't like Bob, then just be for other people.
And if you donate $100, we'll buy Bob a blow-up doll.
Well, it's to go blow up sheep because I am from Tennessee.
Oh God! Okay.
That's the $500 mark, just for the record. You guys give us $500, I will find a blow-up sheep for Bob. I promise you this. I promise you this. Anyways, guys,
the day I get that in the mail, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
thank you so very much, everybody here tonight, guys. It's been an absolute trip to go down memory lane as well as to talk about what's coming up. I'm very, very excited about that. So thank you very much again. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And again, please enjoy this month of fun episodes. And as always, feel free to let us know what you think. If you have ideas for content, shoot us an email or leave us a comment or drop into Discord or send a pigeon, whatever. Look forward to it. All right, guys, have a great night. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.